Is this gonna be the last thing I'm gonna talk about? Maybe it will be. The last thing in my notes is a little game that I played. I had my eye on it for a bit. It's called Pixel Gun 3D. So I basically got reminded. I saw this thing that was like, hey, this game that's been around for forever, Pixel Gun 3D, it's finally coming to PC. It's coming to Steam. It's been a mobile game. And I looked at it and I was like, hang on. I remember this game. I used to play this on like my iPad when I was a kid. I used to play Pixel Gun 3D. It was like basically a Minecraft aesthetic first-person shooter that had like a decent little single-player mode for like a kid at least. That was just like a wave, like defeat waves kind of thing, like eliminate all enemies on this map. And it had a bunch of different guns, and I never dipped into the multiplayer aspect of it, but I remember the gameplay being like pretty fun, and I always liked the aesthetic. I was like, oh, it's coming to Steam. That's nice. So it finally dropped on Steam. It's a free-to-play game. It is a very direct mobile port, like menus and all. And I played it. I was like, all right, so like, what's this about? It, I like the style. I like. That's why I wanted to like BattleBit, and then BattleBit I thought sucked ass. I want like a fun, low poly, like blocky Minecraft-y FPS game that's good. So I was like, okay, let's check out Pixel Gun. And in the time since I was like a 9-year-old, 10-year-old kid, a lot has changed about that game. Wow. That thing has been fucking sodomized with microtransactions. Like, oh my god, that is like the most like buy things, spend money game I have played in a very long time. And not in any even particularly special way. It was just like everything you could ever imagine. Right? Like, there's a battle pass, and there's like 1,000 different guns, and you can unlock them very slowly, or you can pay for a loot box to open up a gun, and it could be a good one, or no, it's not even, you're not even getting a gun for it, you're getting like a blueprint crafting material for the gun, which you combine with other stuff that, maybe you could unlock that, but also maybe like you could pay money for it to get it faster. And there's like a battle pass, and there's like 100 different game modes, and there's like a fucking battle royale Fortnite ripoff, and there's like and like all the guns, all the like best guns, it's just like this insanely power crept game where there's these like ridiculous guns that like, it is so pay to win. As soon as I realized like, wow, that gun seems really powerful. And then I would look it up, and I was like, oh yeah, you have to basically spend money for this if you want to get it in any time at all. So creating this thing where you're some kid and you don't have choices, you're going to play a free-to-play game. You're like stuck in this little box of playing Pixel Gun 3D. And then you're like, oh boy, I'm too invested in this game. I have to spend a lot of time or money to get these good guns. It's like a class system. It's like a caste system, literally, with like the haves and the have-nots. That creates this and how do you ascend? How do you ascend to the haves? You got to pay more money, kid. It was like, oh man. And you know what sucks? Is the gameplay is pretty fun. It is a pretty solid little shooter with a cool art style and some cool looking maps. I really like the aesthetic again. But oh my god, all of these just awful systems that surround it make it like just like so gross. Just such a bad taste in my mouth. That was like, okay, I think I put like maybe an hour or two into it, and then I was like, all right, I'm good, I'm done with that. I don't I don't want to get sucked into this. This game is the kind of thing where it's like, this is the last thing I want to get invested in, because it's so predatory, and you can really tell that like whoever the publisher is really does not give a fuck about their customers. Like it feels so soulless, and it's sad because I remember this game being cool when I was a kid, and I looked it up, like what happened to this game, and surprise, surprise, they got bought out. The developer got bought out, or by a publisher or something, and slowly over time, as the years went on, they introduced this, and here's like a cosmetic thing that you can pay for, and then here's a battle pass, and then here's a Fortnite mode because we're trying to stay relevant, and then just over time, just like a death by 1,000 cuts or boiling the frog, would take your pick of a metaphor. It ended up in this state, and I was like, oh man, that sucks. That sucks. It would be nice if there was some kind of like vanilla fan version of it, but that'll probably never exist. Excuse me. I just want a game like this that doesn't suck ass, That's my frustration. That's my frustration. I just want like a cool FPS. Like, oh, it's got mixed. Yeah, when I downloaded it, it was like there weren't any reviews yet. Let's see. Most helpful reviews. Let's see. 30 hours at it's not recommended. 52 hours on record. 30 hours at the review time. Imagine playing a game mode, any game mode, and everyone keeps getting killed by the Poop Gun 3000. Because of this, you think the Poop Gun 3000 is the best weapon in the game. You check the store and realize that it costs 1 million coins. Determined, you spend hours and hours grinding so you can buy the Poop Gun 3000. You know that you could easily obtain the coins via microtransactions, but you don't want to spend a single cent on the game. After you have spent hours playing the game, getting 1 coin every match, fighting those with the Poop Gun 3000 and dying to those with the Poop Gun 3000, you finally afford the Poop Gun 3000. You then join a match, expecting all of the hours spent grinding to pay off, only to get killed by the never-before-seen Poop Gun 3001. That is how I described playing this game. The next one, regretting a free purchase is insane. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, all of these are just about the pay to win. Like, the positive reviews are just people saying that it sucks. That's like a meta, right? Because certain review sites like Metacritic will put, like, I remember that Metacritic would I forgot what game it was. I think it was maybe Cyberpunk on release, but like, because Metacritic will put the highest, it'll arrange it from the highest scores to the lowest. So people started scoring the game like 10 out of 10, so that and then writing awful reviews so that those would be the first things people would see. Even the good reviews were terrible. Yeah. Like, fun. It just sucks because it's this fun game with this nice flow. It's not too fast. It's not too like slow feeling. The guns feel pretty decent to shoot. I wish there was like a little more feedback on them, but like it feels pretty good as a shooter. The matches are very short. They're like 3 minutes or something, and you're just in and out, in and out, in and out. You're just always in the loop, and it's like a very fun, fast moving multiplayer shooter. With like solid gameplay and a cool art style, and then oh god, all this shit. It was just a real bummer.